let's get stuck into tonight's topic, which I'm excited about. So we are going to be talking about takeaways, right? And as for, some of you might not know, you are new joiners, but absolutely everything is on the menu on the WW program, which is what makes it so great, because, we believe in life, and we believe in you guys, enjoying your food and being able to share food with, friends and family. And okay, it's obviously a little difficult to share food with friends right now, but soon enough. Tonight, we're going to basically be focusing on kind of great lower point alternatives to some classic takeaway options. Okay, we got Chinese, Indian, and Italian. Okay, so now obviously when it comes to takeout in general and eating out, point calculation can be a little bit difficult. Okay, because there, especially in takeout food, there's sauces and oils and lots of hidden ingredients. Okay, which is fine. So tonight is about rough general tips to guide you. Okay, so one thing before we get stuck into each individual cuisine, and I forgot to mention as well, you guys can ask questions throughout, but I will also do a little Ask Me Anything session at the very end of this. If there's anything you want to talk about unrelated, we can do that. So before we get cracking on each individual cuisine, there are sort of a few tips to apply to all cuisines, right? And a lot of the clues come in the wording and descriptions of food, okay? So I want to share a first graphic with you. Are words, okay, on a menu to flag? And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so words to flag: creamy, crunchy, sticky, crispy, sweet. Okay, you don't necessarily need to know what those are and what that dish is, but when you read words like crunchy, you can assume that it is potentially deep fried. Creamy, okay, we've got that added, cream, which is, a lot higher in points. And things like crispy, again, most likely fried. Sweet, most likely lots of added sugar. So you can start to navigate a menu purely through wording. Okay, so words to embrace on the flip side, okay, are words like this. Okay, we've got words like grilled. Okay, grilled is a great word to embrace. You can assume, the word's telling you that it's not deep fried, it's not battered, it's not necessarily coated in a sticky sauce, it's grilled. Words like fresh, okay, which are words with, salads or maybe fish dishes or, raw things we've got there. Words like steamed, okay, words like baked. So these are words to embrace, okay? So there are words to flag, and I'm not saying that the words to flag are things that you shouldn't eat, but if you're trying to navigate the menu and you want to arm yourself with the knowledge of what you should sort of can lean towards, read the words, okay? That is important, okay? So I will share those on my Connect feed so you guys can go back to them, but it is relatively straightforward. So, there's, also in general, okay, and this goes across all cuisines. It's always good to vote for vegetable dishes, chicken dishes, fish dishes, and prawn dishes in general over dishes like, again, nothing wrong with these, okay, and they are not off limits at all, but beef, pork, lamb, okay, they tend to be higher in points. That meat just is higher in points. So if you want to feel like you're ordering a takeout and you've got an abundance of food, there's a trick for you, right? You can order the veg and the chicken and the fish kind of as a priority dish over the heavier, meatier ones. So that's another one that goes across Chinese, Italian, and Indian. But let's get stuck in. I'm going to check in on the chat before we start talking about Chinese food, which I love so much. Morag, welcome. And you're vegan. Okay, great. So you don't have to worry about the beef, pork, or lamb at all. Not that anyone does, to be honest, but all little tips and tricks. Okay, great. It's so funny. Okay, pizza, Thai, Chinese or burgers, Indian. Okay, awesome. Let's get stuck in on Chinese, okay? I love Chinese food. I love it, okay? But frustratingly, it can be loaded with sugar and oils, okay? So I'm just curious to know, what are your favorite Chinese dishes? Let me know. I love sweet and sour chicken. I absolutely love it. But that's not something I would necessarily choose all the time, because there we go, sweet, right? Okay, sweet and sour chicken is delicious, but it is very sugary, and it's actually fried chicken as well. Chicken curry, oh my gosh, Sarah, I love duck pancakes. Yes, yes, yes. Chow mein, crispy chili chicken, delicious. Satay sauce and egg fried rice. Yum. Okay, all good stuff. So if you want to have a few tips and tricks on lower point options, okay, I would say, actually, I did a live on this dish the other day, chicken sang shui bao. Okay, it is absolutely delicious, and it can be made veggie. If you just ask the Chinese takeaway, it's usually pork, chicken, or veg, and it's basically just delicious stir-fried chicken with delicious, a little bit of sesame oil and ginger, and it's just wrapped in the lettuce leaf. So you've got all those fantastic Chinese flavors. You could put a little bit of chili sauce on top, a little bit of hoisin on top, but it's definitely lower in points. You're literally having like protein and veg wrapped up in a gorgeous, crunchy, fresh lettuce leaf. Chicken san shui bao, I love. It is on the recipe. Okay, I know we're talking about takeaways, but if you wanted to try and make it yourself as well, which you definitely should, the recipe is on Team Nat feed. Louise, I know you've already made it, so I'm happy about that. There's another dish that I always love to order. It's called, it's Morning Glory, which is a really delicious sort of green Chinese spinach almost. And you can get a really delicious like stir-fried Morning Glory with delicious pieces of lean chicken, or even with fish, which is really nice. Another one that's really smart to go for in terms of smart points at a Chinese restaurant is hot and sour soups, or soups in general, perhaps not so much a chicken and sweet corn, but a hot and sour soup is so satisfying. It's warming, it's delicious, it's filling, and again, you're getting all those awesome flavors, but without necessarily all those added points, okay? So things like the hot and sour soup, things like steamed dumplings over, let's say, spring rolls, which is sort of they're battered, they're not battered, but they're, deep fried. So there are better, or not better, okay, there are different options that you can choose to kind of keep those points lower. So think steamed, okay, think steamed rice over fried rice. Think steamed dumplings over spring rolls, or crispy wontons. Crispy wontons, delicious, also deep fried. But to me, like a steamed dumpling is as delicious, if not more delicious. So you're not compromising on flavor. You're not compromising on your Chinese craving. You're still getting all those flavors, but you're getting them in a really, really smart way. Dishes, like I love all the noodle dishes, but go for a glass noodle dish. Okay, the glass noodles is usually like a vermicelli noodle, which is a bit which is lower in points than, let's say, a Singapore noodle or a thick Hokkien noodle. So I will share all these little bits of info on my feed as well, so you guys can refer back to it. But these are things to think of, steamed rice, steamed dumplings, delicious warming fragrant soups, stir-fried veggie dishes, lean more chicken stir-fried dishes. So that's a really great way of getting around Chinese, which can be tricky. And like, as a lot of you said, like there can be a little bit of that apprehensive feeling like, oh, what am I going to order? And still feel okay about it, and we're not necessarily talking points tonight, because like I said, every restaurant is different. Okay. Something like the same dumpling at two different restaurants might be different points, but it's about you guys feeling confident navigating a menu and these foods for these potentially sticky situations. Okay. So that's Chinese. And like I said, I'll share these on my Connect. So moving on to Italiano. Okay, I'm going to share a little poll. I want to know if you guys are pizza or pasta people. Let me know. I swing between both. To be honest, I'm kind of craving a pizza right now. Pizza or pasta? Let me know. Ooh, close. 56% pizza takes the day, and pasta out of 44. Okay, so we're almost 50-50, but pizza's the winner. Okay, so you guys don't have to say goodbye to pizza ever, okay? So that's great. What you can do if you want to, if you've come to the end of the day and you're getting, a takeout and you're getting pizza, you can also choose, have you guys heard of marinara pizza? Okay, it's just a delicious tomato-based pizza. You can put all the toppings on, but they don't do it with cheese. And it's a very classic Italian way of serving pizza. It's very, like, you can get it in Naples. It's like one of the most classic ways of eating it. Okay, pizza doesn't necessarily have to have all of that cheese on it. As much as I love cheese, don't get me wrong, but it is higher in points. So you can still have that feeling of pizza and load it up with rocket and grilled veg, anchovies, capers, mushrooms, artichokes, whatever. You can load up that marinara pizza. Ashley, you're feeling it as well. Amazing. Okay, so yeah, marinara. Okay, marinara pizza is a really good one. A caprese salad. Okay, delicious tomato salad, a little bit of mozzarella, a really nice thing to order. I think with Italian as well, there's so many opportunities to order delicious vegetables, right? Even things like minestrone soup. Start your meal with a gorgeous bowl of minestrone vegetable soup. I mean, how fantastic. It is so delicious. Something to kind of set you up for your meal so that you don't go in, feeling really, really hungry and then, go for the pizza or go for the pasta. Start with the soup, take it slow and let your body enjoy that warm, delicious vegetable broth. I love it. On a lot of Italian restaurants, you'll find an option for grilled calamari, which I love. They sometimes do it with like fresh rocket and cherry tomatoes. Love that. A tomato bruschetta. There's also no cheese on that, right? So you could absolutely have a nice piece of bruschetta. You're getting the crunchy bread and also those delicious Italian tomatoes. So there's lots of things. I mean, I know I was saying to kind of, you can not avoid, but kind of choose the chicken or the fish or the veg in general over beef, lamb or pork. But a lot of Italian restaurants will do what's a beef tagliata, it's called, which is just a really nice piece of lean steak sliced into pieces with delicious rocket and cherry tomatoes on top, a little bit of Parmesan, a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Delicious. Okay, there are options, and like I said before, you're looking for those words fresh, you're looking for vegetables, you're avoiding words like creamy and sweet, and that can really, really guide you, because there is something on every menu. You've got to just kind of play around with it and allow yourself to feel confident.